paid with you, my color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do?
Menu narration option is set to off.
Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah.
Menu narration option is set to off.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the...
Now we're cooking. It's the coach, and this is the...
Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Here we go.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A gain of 6 there on first.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
And those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 7 catches, 77 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Down right around the 25. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown. From the 25 on second down. Stafford, and the catch made by Johnson. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is third down. Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They moved the ball pretty well there on the opening drive. You think they're okay settling for 3?
I don't think they're happy about settling for 3, but I think you're exactly right with the word okay, because they threw it well, they ran it well. Excellent balance for the first drive of the game.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Trey Flowers, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Hey, seam 6.
They'll look to throw here. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you get a heck of a tight end candidate.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring it.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devon Kennard came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Hey, Haywood! Ready?
Now back to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, No flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. Throwing on third down, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it. Stafford going to come up first and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. This thrown quickly out to Jones. Marvin Jones. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now out comes Minnesota. Nothing for him yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up first and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it second down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
The Vikings on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 28. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum, because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And down inside the 15 he goes. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Back out is Matthew Stafford in the Lions offense. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Stafford. It's caught by Treadwell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10, and he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. Now Stafford. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's now 10 of 10 throwing the ball here to start the game. Here's Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. That one goes for 30 yards. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check. He's checking. Leo. Wide. Get wide.
Cook. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each.
And a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming in.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Let's go. 18 Gator.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Coming in.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the second time.
And you always have to start with...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. The Lions pick it up. And he's into the clear. He's at the 50. 30. Past the 20. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now let's look at the quarterback, Matthew Stafford. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about that little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. Oh, he sheds himself free. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
To throw is Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hawkinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
Here we go, set, 10-2 start. Number 53, Mike 53.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 1st touchdown on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Kenny Golladay making his way back onto the field with the rest of this offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Back to throw, Stafford dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Back to throw now on 1st down. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. Nope.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. He's got the hat trick now of rushing touchdowns. Also has his team the advantage.
And I'm looking at it 2 ways here. If I'm on defense, I don't care what they do now. I commit as many people as it takes to slowing him down running the football. Even if they want to hit me over the top on play action, I just don't let him beat me that way anymore. And if I'm him, I'm in the huddle calling the plays myself. I don't care what play call comes in. I tell my quarterback, guess what? You're handing it to me again.
And if I'm the quarterback, I'm saying, okay, that sounds good, right?
Smart quarterback.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
On 3rd down, Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Jones has it. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. Stafford now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. To the air again, Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Stafford going to get this one to Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hawkinson. 4 yards the pickup, first down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Stafford now to throw. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down on the scoreboard. A little over 80 ticks to go. Needing at least 40 yards, you'd have to think, to have a shot. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Mike 51, Mike 51. I don't think you got it, sir. 51, Mike. Mike 51. Bravo. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off.
Back to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. 19 yards that time for number 19. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll run on first down. It's Cook. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They run it again with Cook. He's got the first down inside the 10. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They come out here in the I. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll run for it with Cook. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here we go. 60 or.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They come up in an offset eye. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
A 19-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year, but he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6.
That's it, baby. We're going to run.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Vikings, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else, in their sanity as they move to 4-6. And they'll get to stay home again